And we are back. So Z is another character where I just kind of came up with him for. He is just a sound effects man, which is something that's really cool as an idea. It's not. I don't really know any other characters that have ever used such an ability. Um, but he slowly went from just a guy who fought them once to he became Doug's brother, and I think that makes it way more impactful when he like finally fights Doug in this. He does survive into like a part after this. Like he doesn't survive into the original, but he survives after when the post credit scene is. But like it's just really weird how stuff can happen if you're loose enough with your rules like me but you're not stringent enough. You can come up with good ideas like him being his brother, but then it's like, okay, now I have to rewrite like everything about it. It's like kind of annoying. um anyway, yeah, he just kind of comes out of nowhere. Again, I kind of just made a placeholder design, but he is like, again, he just absolutely just tarnishes D, and then Doug finally starts to look like he literally is barely even alive at this point, where he's literally got two cybernetic arms, he's got a scar on his eye, and he's got two robot eyes. So he literally is like, he doesn't have anything left. He has hearing aids in his ears, he has two robot legs, so he's basically like barely even alive. But because when he's in this point, it's obviously a theme where it's like he's more human here than he was anywhere. He's more human when he's literally about 0% human. He's got no eyes, no arms, no legs. You know, uh, yeah, kind of a chapter I never really wrote. This is kind of just something that tackles loss. I never really finished it because it's kind of a bit sad. I don't know. Weirdly, this is something I never finished. That was a bit sad, but anyway, now we're going to the finale, which is like, oh, this is another part that I just really like. I think endings can make a book so much better, and if I could have properly done this ending would still be like, I still think the ending is basically perfect. You have everyone just learns and becomes a lot better of a person. So Doug, obviously, like everyone at this stage in their life is basically at their progression of the character arcs. Where Doug, he's he's more human than he ever was, even though he lost all of his organs. D is mature now. Alvin finally cuts his hair to show he's mature, and everyone makes fun of him for it. 3 is, again, she's at the best point in her life where she's about to completely ruin everything because she's got the best plan to do it. Um, Addict is, I never really like did much with him in terms of that, but he's finally at a place where he's accepted that, like, yeah, he needs to learn how to be an actual hero. He accepted that he needs to start accepting responsibility. So that's like where he's at. And I really like the gas station part because this does come back later. Actually, Boom makes a cameo here. Originally, he was supposed to join D Squad and be one of the original people, but I think that just makes it kind of dumber. But he is actually referenced in the webcomic, which is a different. It's like semi-canon. They're all semi-canon to each other. There's really no other way to say it. Like some things I would say are canon, some things I would say are not. But for the most part, I'd say everything that I've written is, unless it's like a blatant contradiction. Like Z in this timeline is not even the same Z in the other timelines. But I think that version of Z is much better than the original. So he just basically, with editing in my head, the Z who is Doug's brother is basically that canon version, not the other way around. But yeah, all of them being together and they all make their wishes for each other, which is like something you'd think that means there's going to be a sequel and everyone's going to be happy, but no. They're all going to be having a really hard time later. So yeah, they go and fight on the Burj Khalifa, which I've written like 3 times at that point, and it's just, he's gonna go fight all of them, and everything turns out really well. Like Doug is actually finally turned into a hero, which is just something that it took a while. You know, it's like he barely even knew how to use his powers. Now he's like scraping up the side of a building and like flipping his arms to deflect bullets. Like he's really learned a lot from where he went in the original, and it's like, you know, he's even like in terms of personality, he grew so much from what he originally was. Just some kind of like, like 4 out of 10 person. But it's like when you have an accomplishment, it makes stuff so much better. You know, it's like him spinning his arms around. It's like, oh, it's just so cool. And especially him even like doing the Marvel thing where it's like he's expressing some humor and like I think it's not. I wouldn't even say that, but when he's just going, yeah, like that's just not something that I think he would have done if he was like super dour fighting anybody else. But he's finally like, you know, the look on his face, he's like so happy to just, you know, fight, and he's ready to do what's right, you know. Um, yeah, so he just jumps out of the window again and look again how happy he is. It's like it's totally changed from the demeanor of like book one where he was just like a sourpuss and just completely being dour. Now he's like ready to face anything head on. It's like that's what heroes are supposed to do. I really like it. Um, and then you meet basically everyone meets their tragic end, like Dreamer. Um, Even like some funny moments in here are just a lot better. Like Dee getting thrown, and this like funny page of her like holding her arms out so she doesn't fall out of the building, but it hurts really bad. Just is something that's just really funny. Like that little panel there is just even showing in terms of writing. Like I have a drawing. It's like that's funny. That is funny. It's staged in a funny way. It's not cringe. It's just like she's thrown and she's like, okay, well, that's the only way to get it done. So, yeah, so she holds Dreamer. She holds. Yeah, so Dreamer goes. And then this is like, oh. So Nakajima gets arrested after Addict runs MBG over, and MBG is now dead. So, like the ending of Doug and Julie being together, everything looks like it turned out okay. Like zero, maybe card zero isn't going to be tragic. Maybe it's just the beginning of like a bigger story that's supposed to feature one of the other characters. But it's like, but no. You know, like Doug getting kissed by Sarah. It's like that was literally the end of it. Like there was nothing that Dee could have been told that she wouldn't have completely done this to Doug. You know, and it's just like I mean, even like in terms of writing, this still is basically how I would write it. How it's just so quick. It's like literally less than a page. You know, she's like, you know, like Julie, you're scaring me. I didn't cheat on you. I'm gonna kill you, you cheater. And it's just like he gets punched, and then he literally just coughs, and then that's it. Like it's so it is like life though. It's like he doesn't have a tragic like 3 minute monologue with him being thrown into this brick wall. It's literally just punch, whoa, crunch, done. Like there's no sort of build up, there's no sort of epic like, oh, we have to do this, like, oh, it's gonna be so like it's gonna be so crazy, like, oh, I'm gonna have it, because I think it would be worse, like at least in terms of I know that I write. You've seen how many words I've physically written down, but I have grown to learn like the less you say, the better in terms of this. Like this scene, if Doug was like thinking in his head or something, it'd be way worse. But it's literally just shut up, like crack, like I mean, he was literally within a fraction of a panel, like that was it. Like he literally right there, that's lights out. There was no like reaction time. There was no way he could have saved himself because he got punched so hard, you know. And it's just like Dee also just reverting back to her regular person, and she just like totally, you know, regrets it. And like especially that smug grin from Sarah, just like bye Doug, like it's just so like good, you know. And then, you know, she just runs off in terms of, she's just so scared and she just runs away. It's like everything went exactly according to plan. And then Sarah just follows with the double up, dude. It's like, oh, I know that that is just something I wish. I think it's actually not even that bad. Like I think that level of it needs to be a little bit better, but it's like her just immediately doing that and then walking over to Alvin and Addict and literally just like starting blasting, like perfect in terms of villainy. You can't just say that she's evil. They have to do something, but her just doing that is like, oh, perfect. I love it. I would not write this very much differently. I think it literally could be written as is, and it's just perfect. Like Sarah plays Dee, so Dee's not gonna no longer be there. She gets rid of Doug. She gets rid of Addict. She basically gets rid of Alvin. He only survives due to his powers. Um, but like, yeah, I mean that's just so like evil in a good way. Like that is a villain that you hate. I mean, wouldn't you, if this was better written, like wouldn't you just absolutely despise Sarah for doing three people in, you know, like the literally the main protagonist, and then, well, I guess she only did Addict in, and Alvin was damaged, but like she basically did two very. I mean, the main character is gone because of her. Wait, that's like crazy. That's like so villainous, dude. Ugh. But anyway, the end. Yeah, like Alvin being somber because his ability was he took away years off of his life, so he doesn't know when he's actually going to like pass away. It could be at any moment. But he did hide the cards that that Doug told him to do. And then it's like the post credit scene, and then it's just like, oh hey, I'm Reviver. Let's revive somebody. I can't. Oh hey, we'll use Jack. And then even then, at like the very end of this, where she's just like punching and destroying all their graves, it's like she literally goes like the extra mile to just stomp on you and just like twists her foot. So good. And then, yeah, it's like, you know, I'll be back, rest easy. Like, oh, it's so good. So that's basically where it ended. And then I just kind of like went into rewrite territory for like basically 2 years, unironically, probably around 2 years or more. I kept rewriting, probably the most thing I kept rewriting was dating aspects of it, trying to rewrite the original with more dark aspects of like Doug, which eventually became cringy. Adding new characters and fleshing characters out, like I fleshed out Z, I fleshed out Vortex, stuff like that. That was like the main thing. You know, I eventually got rid of a lot of the main antagonists because it didn't really, and then it kind of spiraled from okay, well I need to start writing this better, so I put this online with what I rewrote for like the fifth time, which was the Comics Fury version online. So once I put that up on Comics Fury, I was like, okay, I'm good. Then I had my friend from work read it, and he was like, dude, this is actually not really that good. You need to learn that this isn't good. And he's not wrong. And that kind of put a whole perspective change on, like, okay, well, now I have one version that I spent, like, a lot of years on that I can't put on the Comics Fury. I now have another one where I spent about a year putting it on Comics Fury, but every single panel is like how this is styled, where it's like it's all into each other. I can't even redo that. You know, even if I did, even if I somehow salvaged all the pages, it's like we're talking we're talking like 6 months. It's not even worth it, to try and redo that. So then I was like, I kind of kept rewriting and kept sputtering. And then I was like, okay, well then I'll write -1. And then I got in the exact same thing where I was just like, you know what? I don't know what I want to write anymore. Because if I just finish -1, then I'm going to have to go back and finish 0. And it's like, it kind of really made me just go like over and over and over again. So I finally had put a stop to it where I'm like, I talked to some people online on Comicsphere and they're like, you know what, you need to just keep pushing forward. But I'm like, well, I can't go off the original that I can't put off the version that I put on Comics Fury because that's not going to make any sense because there's already stuff that I went in there and that I've already rewritten that is better. Because me reading it, like, I think that's where I'll probably make a series where it's like how to actually be better at writing. You need to like read through your own stuff with like being a total dick to yourself or you're never going to be good. And that's just kind of where it like kept going. It's like I really have I've kept writing and writing it. So the whole end, I mean, there is a version of the ending that I have written that I have put on Comics Fury. The whole point after that, like what I've just written, is what happens next. Doug gets revived by Jack, only for like a week. Doug makes amends with all the people around him, and he goes and fights Jack, who wants to do the card reset. There are two endings where. Oh, well, actually, I'll get back to that. So I've actually made it even more impossible, where instead of this being immediately followed after, the part with Zeke, like, dealing with one of the last cards and Alvin, their futures are kind of up in the air if, like, they pass away during that. But even regardless of that, like, I added more parts over and over and over again. I kept trying to think how I can write this to be easier to write, but we're talking like 5 years for me to actually like redo what I have. Even with the information I have now, I can't use any of these pages. They're just not even like they're not even formatted correctly. I would literally have to rewrite everything. It's not possible at this point in my life. Maybe if I maybe like 50 years in the future, possible, but right now no, it's not. Um, so even regardless of that, like the whole ending of the series is like I showed in the raw draft where basically they're all fighting Jack and the Academy, and they all basically die. The only characters who are left are um, the only characters who are left are Dee and Sarah, and I do have two endings where one is bad and then one is like actually good, but it's too like cheery. It goes against what I wrote this whole series for, where the tragic ending is, I think, I mean, it's basically the canon ending. The original cannot happen without the card reset happening and everyone getting superpowers. It's just not, it's not possible. It's not canon to any other ones. If I never write anything after this, the good ending is possible, but it's like I really wouldn't be able to put all that stuff in there anyway. So it's really kind of like, you know, you can't really do that. But the good ending is, I think I still have it in here. Where did I put it? Don't I have it in here? But yeah, it's like the good ending was. You know what? I think I will show it. So after everything with the Academy, Dee punches Sarah into space. So this is basically like the actual ending. This is the good ending. This is not the canonical ending, but this is like the nice ending. So 2 years later, hello, I'd like to check in. I have an appointment. Yes, Miss McNamara, Julie McNamara. I want a checkup, and it shows to her that she's pregnant. I think my babies are due soon. You're pregnant with twins? Yes. They're all healthy. I can't wait. That's great. We will see you now. Is the father around? No. He died a while ago, but I'm sure he's proud wherever he is. So after labor, it's Douglas Fitzgerald McNamara Jr. and Denise Esther McNamara, where Esther is one of the letters E. So From then on, I had a purpose to live. Our kids were permanent. It must have been before Doug died, and it took my body so long to give birth to them. We had our problems, but who wouldn't? I was glad, even for the pain. I know that I tried my best, and after my life of punishment and torture, I was given a happy ending. It's weird that I don't tell them about cards, but since they were filled out and no more blanks exist, I don't need to. Soon they had kids of their own. The world went back to normal, no academy. The happiest thing in my life was seeing them grown up, seeing that our struggle meant something. You got to be a hero, Doug. You saved so many future lives. Everyone did. Alvin, Metal, everyone. Even Zeke had a part to play. I finally have my greatest desire. I can die with everyone I love surrounding me. I lived a good life. And I'll see you again, Doug. I can't wait for you to meet our kids. So she flatlines. Ah, what took you so long? Julie, Doug. Hey, PDA. Shut up, Alvin. So it just shows everyone. It is so wonderful to see you again. Did you get the happy ending you always wanted? Yes. Yes, I did. So, the end. And that's like, it's just not possible to like rework it to where it would all work like that. That is, again, that's like one ending of it. It's not really the canonical ending, because the canonical ending would be they all pass away, and it's upsetting that that is the original ending, but it's like that ending that I wrote there is just too cheesy. But I do have another one that I wrote that was longer, where it's just like they literally see every character. It's like sickeningly sweet. It's too nice of an ending. That's what the ending was. But no, it's like, you know, the end. Even with the ending that I wrote, it's like, you know, it's just, it's hard. It's hard to write an ending, honestly, because then it like makes you not wanna write anything. You know, having Doug have a happy ending is what, I don't know. It's like I couldn't give him a happy ending. So I did write one on here, but it's like it just feels so fake. You know, it feels like I just kind of did it so I wouldn't have to write it ever again. You know, it's like, okay, well, Doug lived in his, you know, that's the happy ever after. Everyone's good. That's the end of it. But it's like that's not life. You know. Yeah. Well, I will say in terms of videos, I probably will go over -1 and 0 online, but only as forming of like how to write better. I will say Cards 0 really has changed my life for the better. I really think it is sucky that I never really finished it properly. I mean, even if I just, but the thing is though, is I had to do it this way. It's if I wrote in 2020, if I bought a drawing pad in 2020, what would have happened is I would have never accomplished this. I would have never gotten this far. I would have probably written in it for about 5 minutes and then stopped. So I needed to physically write this down, or it never was going to happen. And then it became, you know, it slowly became more of a hobby, and then it became like basically a second job at some points, where I was writing so much to try and get it done. And it's like, you know, it's hard to write something that you're passionate about that you don't want to get to consume you. Where I think a lot of it did, like towards the end. I mean, I was like, of the rewrites, not towards the end of this, but it's like towards the end of the rewrites, I'm like, how am I even gonna do this? You know, but it's like I'm just a very stubborn person, and it's like I really wanted to get it done, and it's like it's just tragic in a lot of ways. It's like it really is. Like I feel like I've kind of like I've grown a lot to the point where I know that whatever I make now, I will be able to finish it and it will be good. But it's like a book that I don't think it would have been a 10 out of 10, to be honest with you. I really don't. But I think it'd be a solid B if I fixed it up properly. But it's like, you know, it just sucks. It really does. It's like I know a lot of it's kind of just been me saying it sucks over and over again, but I mean, it does. It's like I can't show you. I can show you what I wrote, but I can't show you a book. I can't physically hold a book and say, "Here's my book that I wrote. Here it is." I kind of just put it out onto the ether, you know. And it's also tragic to think, like, in terms of all that stuff too. It's like, even if I were to keep all this stuff in an attic, like, eventually, I mean, who's gonna keep it? Like, my great 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 grandchildren. Like, if I had a book physically, you can always reprint it, you know. But now it's like I don't know, and I've written all this times in my life. I don't think, like, a lot of I don't. No one in my family actually has read this. Believe it or not, not a single person in my family, because, like, my wife doesn't like activities that are. It's not like she is like a mean person, but she just does not like reading. In terms of that, it's just nonfiction reading. She just doesn't like it. So it's just, I tell her about reading when I what I wrote, but it's just she doesn't like it. So it's like, if I don't have a kid with my similar interest, it's like, what's like, I mean, is it just gonna get thrown out? Like, it's almost kind of scary too. It's like, you think about your own mortality. I mean, I'm so young. I mean, you can even hear in my voice. It's not like I'm about to pass over to the grave beyond, and I don't have any kin to, like, recognize my works and my accomplishments. But it's like, I think in a weird sort of way, that's like me in there, like that. It goes back to things like, I talk to people about music. I think if you listen to like the Beatles, every single one of them is in that song, and it's same with all my writing. It's like, all this stuff that I have right here, this is me. Like, this is like things that I think about. Like, this is my opinions on, you know, this is my opinions on a lot of stuff about who I don't like in the world, who I do like in the world, what I think is funny. Like, it is you. It's more you than you can ever realize, unless you're a really bad writer like me. But no, it's like, it is you. It is a part of you. No one can ever take that away from you. But yeah, I really have nothing else to say on that. I just, like, yeah, I really, for everyone who has watched this, and maybe it'll be my kids watching in the future. I don't know if YouTube will be around that long, but it's like, I really hope that they see me. I guess that they see that I really put a lot of effort into what I did, and I hope that I can show them that level of dedication towards other things in life. I mean, I was doing this while juggling a full time job, and when full time, I mean, it's like more than full time. Like, I had to do more than full time on top of it. So it's like, it is nice to have all this stuff. It is good. I did really learn from it. It's just tragic that I literally would need another, unless if AI technology gets that good, I probably would use it and then touch it up, because there's no other way that it's physically possible for me to do this by myself again, to do that. It's just no way. There's too many things to work in. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and this is basically a send off to my first real attempt at a real serious book. I will be putting out, after this is going to be me reading my other series. Like, I have Jackie Ernie, which is a bit of a shorter read, and then by that time that I publish this, it should be about a year from when this is, because I have it segmented every Monday, and then by that time, hopefully, I have something that's actually finished. So yeah, this is the end of Card Zero. So hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a good one, and on to the next, and I will finish it this time. See you later.